Hi there and welcome back to another episode of Sit and Spin with me, your host Joe Royland, feeling a little bit more on the mend and well enough to finally get back to doing the show properly. Thanks though for all the favorable support for the last episode, our anniversary issue, 4-year anniversary issue. Really appreciated that. This week though, kind of going a little out of order of the way I'd planned to review some things, and part of the reason for that was I kind of forgot about this release. And when I was looking through, well, what am I going to do? I'm like, oh yeah, this one. And the reason for that was because it's a video as well as audio presentation. So unlike being down here with all the CDs and vinyl albums, it was kind of up with all the Blu-rays, and I just was sitting in a stack of them, and I'm like, oh god, I still need to watch that. So that ended up being the show, which is of course the new release and mouthful of a title from Def Leppard. And there will be a next time, live from Detroit. The show was filmed on location at the DTE Energy Music Theater in Clarkston, Michigan, a suburb of Detroit, formerly the Pine Knob Music Theater. And when I was watching this, I kind of recognized the venue, and I'm like, that looks like the same place that Peter Frampton played in his Live for Detroit concert video, which is a great concert video too if you've never seen it. And sure enough, it was. They just changed the name of the place some years back. It was filmed on their summer tour last year, supporting their self-titled 2015 release, which you may remember was my favorite album of that year, and I think one of their best records, period. The set comes in either a 2-CD DVD collection or a 2-CD Blu-ray collection, which I have here, or as a digital download. It kind of is like a thick-style, regular-sized CD packaging, and you unfold it out, and you get 3 discs. Of course, there's missing one because it's in the player right now, but you get the 2 CDs, the whole concert spread out over those, as well as the Blu-ray or DVD, depending on what you got to play with them. And it comes with a nice little booklet with a couple of essays and live pictures of the tour thing, which is really nice. And as is somewhat normal with a show like this, especially one that's filmed specifically for a release, it's pretty much a greatest hits live kind of set list. It covers most of the band's career, although nothing from On Through the Night, Slang X, or Songs for the Sparkle Lounge. And I'm sure to some that's okay, or Euphoria either for that matter. But I would have preferred at least a couple more tracks from the latest album myself. You do get 3 of them from the new album, Let's Go, Dangerous, and Man Enough. I would have liked it if maybe We Belong or some of the other tracks could have made it onto that record, from that record onto this live performance, but somewhat unfortunately, especially with what you would consider a legacy act or a group that has been around as long as Def Leppard have, with as many hits and materials they have, some things have to get left by the wayside, for one, for time constraints, and 2, to squeeze in as many hits as possible. There's kind of this somewhat misconception, I think, especially with touring acts about this very subject. But for me personally, the way they see it is that every show is some fans' first show. It's like their new show. So you want to kind of hit them up with as many songs as you think that they might recognize as possible. And the downside of that is that the newer material gets the short shrift and doesn't always get performed as much. I kind of miss the days where you would go see a band and they're out touring in support of the new album they have out, and you would get mostly songs from that album because you kind of, the idea is like you want to play songs from that album because you want people to go out and buy it. And unfortunately these days you just kind of, you don't get that as much. I kind of miss that, and especially with an album that was as good as the new Def Leppard album is. I would have loved to have heard just a whole show of them playing that live. Would have been great personally for me, but that's me. I get their reasoning behind it and why they do it, and kind of doing more of the hits. And as far as those hits though, most of them are all here. You get tracks like Animalize, Love Bites, Armageddon It, Rocket, Hysteria, and Pour Some Sugar on Me from Hysteria, Foolin', Rock of Ages, Photograph from Pyromania, Let It Go, Bringing On the Heartbreak, and Switch 625 from High and Dry, which is a really nice moment live, especially since neither Phil Collins nor Vivian Campbell were the people who actually recorded it originally. Unfortunately, Pete Willis is no longer with the band, hasn't been for a while, and late Steve Clark is dead, but they do a really nice job of it, and it was a nice moment having that be on the set. Also, you get the cover of Rock On from the band's covers album, Yeah, and if there's one track album, personally, I couldn't have done without. It's you get Let's Get Rocked off of Adrenalize. That's just me. I've never been a huge fan of that song, but again, you know, it was a hit, and some people really like it, so I get it, but that's the one track that could have gone as far as I was concerned. As far as the show itself, it's a great performance from the band. Everybody's in top form playing wise. All the band members do great. Everyone sounds awesome. The singing is top notch. Joe Elliott sings within his range, unlike some people who have been around in Legacy X. Paul Stanley. I get that. He could have been a little bit more animated, but again, you know, being the same age as him, I get that too, and I'm not going to fault him for it, really. Otherwise, it's a great show, and especially as far as the way it's shot and in high def, man, you really feel like you're on that stage with them for a lot of the show. It's just really nice performance and looks and sounds amazing. The set also includes, as a little bonus, all the videos that were filmed for the band's last album. You get 2 versions of Let Go, Dangerous, Man Enough, and We Belong, although I was a little tad disappointed that they didn't put the more recent fan edition video they made for We Belong on here. Begin, minor quibble. That song still, though, I think that song could have been and should have been a major hit had radio bothered to play it. Of course, they wouldn't touch it. And what is nice about the video that's on here for it is you actually get to see who's singing what parts on it, because all the guys in the band sing on that track. But again, you know, minor thing. Back to this though, it's nice to have them all in here. Nice to have another winning concert performance from Def Leppard live album 2. It joins the ranks of In the Round and Viva Hysteria and all the many other great concert videos they put out over the years. I didn't get to see the band on tour this past year, so this is kind of the next best thing for me. Although they are out currently on tour now, but it's probably unlikely I'm going to get to see them on this tour either. So, but hey, at least I've got this, and you might too if you are a fan, or if you can't make it to the shows, or even if you just want to see another great live show from them. Go out and get it. And there will be a next time, ... live from Detroit, the latest concert release from Def Leppard on DVD, CD, and Blu-ray CD, out now, or digital download. And that's the show for this week. Tune in next week to see what we're going to have for you then. I'm not going to telegraph it this time, but thanks for sticking around. Thanks to all my friends out there, The Riff of the Day, Righteous Vinyl, all the great podcasts that I help support and love listening to every week. And thank you for, hopefully you're checking them out as much as you check out my show. See you next time on Sit and Spin. Take it easy till then.